I promised Jason no C-bombs at 10 a.m. We can save that for tonight. So, from analog to AI, evolving industry and agency. This is Jason and I, front cover of Style magazine. So it's pretty light. We're going to chat about our agency over the past decade, how we're embracing AI. I think the room is full of people who are far smarter than us, but this is our experience. So what's an Andzen? We are the customer journey agency. We help e-commerce merchants turn browsers into buyers and casual shoppers into repeat purchasers. We actually started in the UK as an email marketing platform, just like Klaviyo, called Sign-Up2, and we brought that company to Australia. After a few years, we ended up selling that company to GoDaddy, and we pivoted our Australian operations into an email agency. That's when we rebranded to Andzen, an elite customer journey and CRM agency. CRM. So customer data, then, now, and next.
So yeah, we tried to, this is basically an example of what we were doing back in the day. We absolutely, no joke, had customers drive to our office and drop off CD-ROMs full of contacts. This is, 2012, 2013. It was a big upgrade when people could give us hard drives instead of CD-ROMs. I quite literally had a woman once bring me the actual hard drive from the tower of her computer. And I had to try and plug that in and figure out how to get all of her emails out. But, we've been essentially doing this for a long time, and this was considered advanced, right, back in 2013. Whoop. So what's happening now? Everyone is talking about zero-party and first-party data these days, and I think everybody in this room is probably super familiar with that, but a lot of what we're doing with merchants today is looking at RFM analysis, trying to figure out how we actually extract, transform, and load, and what are we actually doing from a CDP standpoint to unify data from their bricks and mortar to online, potentially even their marketplace data as well. I think a big thing that a lot of agencies are doing today when we talk about things like RFM is what's out of the box. And test, there we go. I was talking to Gina about this yesterday, but what people are still lacking is a lot of people are just relying on the tool's basic RFM features and not yet customizing them. And that's really what is, in our opinion, coming next is people today aren't thinking about the quality of that first and zero-party data that they're using to make their RFM analysis work. What is how clean is the data? When we talk about CDPs and integrating your in-store and online data, how clean is the information that you're coming in, that you're effectively training your AI on? A lot of people are training their AI on, frankly, garbage data. And they're going out to market thinking we can be much more scalable and much more efficient, and what they're actually doing is handicapping a lot of the insights that they've developed over 2 or 3 years by making a bunch of assumptions. So I think what for us, the big priority for the future is how do we actually clean that data and make sure that the AI is uncovering opportunities that we're missing at scale.
And an interesting part of this presentation, which we actually started maybe 2 years ago, was everything that was in Next is in Now. So we were talking about CDP and RFM and CRM, and now we've got Klaviyo with B2C CRM and KDP. So we were correct. And then, yeah, just customer data, AI is acting on live data, cross-environment identity switching, behavioral intent prediction models using LLMs and behavior clusters, self-optimizing journeys. I think this is probably where we anticipate Klaviyo going on the next, we invest heavily in our strategists building out these highly optimized flows. But what I think we can see in the future is those flows automatically updating and optimizing, and then unified consent-aware personalization. All right, security and privacy. I'll half it.
Yeah. So again, this is the kind of disgusting things that we were doing back in the day, but we used to leverage Facebook, so we'd take people's databases, we'd import them into Facebook using that feature to try and get matches, and we'd make a judgment call, essentially, on how garbage the data was that a client was giving us. And then we would leverage MailChimp basically abusively to clean data. So if someone was migrating to a new platform, a lot of people would already be on MailChimp, and we would effectively do all of our re-engagement and reactivation on that platform, knowing that we were basically able to throw away any reputational damage that we did and rewarm the clean data wherever we took them. It was effective back in the day, but it was terrible, terrible practice, which is why it's been left behind.
And as an ESP back in the day as well, it wasn't too uncommon to get phone calls of exchanges of bags of cash for millions of email addresses in a CSV if we could just send out some email. What we've also got here is a horrendous practice back in the day of writing customers' credit card numbers down on Post-it notes and storing it securely under my keyboard so that we could bill them each month. And then, trying to get ChatGPT to get an image for that. Cannot do that. Security and privacy now, sender requirements.
Yeah, so I think a lot of what we were talking about, even 5 years ago, people still were carrying on this trope about the death of email. Social media had kind of risen to a peak but not killed it. Slack famously came out saying they were going to kill email. But at the end of the day, almost everything that you do online requires an email address. And until that changes, email isn't going anywhere. But I think one of the good things that platforms like Google and Yahoo have done have finally taken a stand as platforms to outline what they expect from people who want to use that channel for marketing. I think the ESPs have been the slowest to create an environment that's conducive to marketing. It's already happening, but we've now started to see that change. And so now when we talk about doing marketing, everything is compliance-based. We used to, all the way back in the sign-up 2 days, we used to call it permission-based marketing. And that was a big thing that we ran on, was that if you were doing marketing effectively, you gathered permission, that was going to be the best way to get cut through. And it's just moved essentially to what we're calling it today. So yeah, new things now with brand verified sending. So if you've heard of tools called like BIMI, that add extra layers of third-party certification, federated identity and consent frameworks, real-time compliance AIs, and trust us UX. So things like privacy setting are now embedded in touch points. So all of those things that create the perception for a customer that the marketing they're receiving is ethical and effective. And I know we're not supposed to be only selling, but tools like DataShip's helping you do that as well.
So design and design systems, we started this a million years ago. So we were using Fireworks, Macromedia, building emails, slicing them up, doing similar presentations when I was far younger. So now we have moved over from Illustrator, Fireworks to Figma, and that really transformed our efficiencies.
Yeah, so the Netflix model is the famous one here, but building effective design systems. So our creative team now are really able to create at scale branded content across everything. It's more effective to share with customers, or merchants I should say, get approval, get feedback. There's also something that now, we used to have really large teams of designers. We have much smaller teams of designers today. But what we also have is teams that have more billable time to spend on A/B testing. They have more billable time to spend on brand refinement and refining what email branding looks like for each merchant. Whereas in the past, there was just a significant amount of admin. That is the Netflix example. But yeah, what's coming next? So core components, so actually having these fixed styles, AI in Figma. This is something that we're investing quite a bit in. Again, it's not about replacing your teams, it's about the extreme amount of efficiency you can get out of your teams that allow them to be more creative and produce more for merchants. Bringing best practices, making them easier to implement, and then in terms of future outlook, deeper native AI features and more advanced usage. So this today and into the future, there'll be no excuse to not be A/B testing in every single thing that you do. It's going to be so efficient and so easy to do that everyone should be doing it.
So what does the agency of the future look like? So I think for us, it's, again, like Jason said, it's not about AI replacing. It is about us becoming more efficient with our core team. I think we genuinely believe that right now we can continue to scale our business with a considerably lower headcount, and we're having everybody in the team across all departments utilizing AI. We run AI competitions with Amazon gift vouchers about who can use it the best. We fully embrace it. And we make sure we always say thank you to our AI overlords so that we don't end up getting crushed. So that's us. Thank you very much. I hope you all enjoy the day. We're on the Texas Monthly, so thank you very much.